Show starts in 1 minute. Dang, I made it right on time. How about that? Good Lord. Not gonna make it, made it. It's Evo time. Once again, 200 gift subs. If anything, Marvel vs. Capcom is at this event. Ultimate Marvel 3, Infinite 2, whatever. 200 gift subs. And if Killer Instinct is here, 100 gift subs. There we go. It's out there. I can't stop it at this point. That's it? No Smash? No, we already know there's no Smash here. Nintendo said no. I think KO at 15 is a given, right? That's an absolute given. Yeah, King of Fighters and Strive are absolutely given, right? Those are 100% going to be there. I'd like to think that Skullgirls will be there because Skullgirls has like a resurgence, new content, all that stuff. I think Dragon Ball Fighters will be there. Yeah, I think so. Melty Blood? That's kind of a toss-up. I don't know. Right? Melty Blood, if not Unial, whatever the latest one is. Yeah, DNF Duel being here will be a big tell of whether or not DNF is going to be out by then. Because DNF Duel would 100% be here. It's just, is it going to be out by then? That's a big deal. Yeah, Grand Blue is a big question mark as well. Grand Blue's getting more content and new content. What about Sam Show? I doubt it. I do not think Sam Show will be here. Project L? Project L won't be here, but you'll see something on Project L for here. Yes, they're conducting this from Doctor Strange's headquarters. Yes, that's where this is being conducted from. It's wherever the hell Doctor Strange's house is.
Fighting game side of things. Without further ado, I should say, we're going to send it to Jammers with our first game for EVO 2022.
I wonder if it's like Street Fighter or something.
Much love, Sajam and Steve, for handing it over to us.
If it's
but
just
ladies and
like,
gentlemen, I have the pleasure of announcing that Street Fighter 5 will be a main game at this year's Evolution.
Like I'm a prophet or something. I was almost thinking he was going to say that there would be an exhibition for Street Fighter 6, but I don't think they want to give any inclination of when they're going to show Street Fighter 6, much less what they're ready to show of it. Those were crazy Evos, man. Those were crazy events to be at.
There's just been so many great Street Fighter moments, and I can only imagine that this year we're gonna get a lot more.
It was so crazy and so busy in those rooms, chat, that when
for sure. I mean,
when I was surprised by me getting the Evo award, I wasn't even on the floor of the finals because there was too many people. There was no seats, and they were like warning people it's too crowded in here. So I was like, well, I guess we're just going to go order pizza and watch it from like the hotel room. And then they announced the dang Evo award, and I'm like, oh my God. And I had to run my ass all the way down there through a hotel to the actual, I forget which convention center it was at. It was ridiculous. Are we like watching this live right now?
He's been killing it with Cammy. And then Mr.
Like, wait a minute,
Crimson,
we're watching.
You know, I was gonna sit here and talk all about his amazing Dulcim play.
Wait.
But,
we're watching
it seems to me
exhibitions
that Mr. Crimson
of each of the games that are announced.
Nah, he's been having a lot of fun with Luke. He thinks Luke.
We're gonna watch to see like each game.
Secondary at the moment. He's been having tons of fun. I've been losing to his Luke personally.
Interesting way to do it. Right, that is interesting. I would have really preferred if it was possibly played on anything but Training Stage. Which games got announced so far? So far, the game that got announced was Street Fighter 5. Shockingly enough, Street Fighter game will be headlining the big Street Fighter tournament. That is true. I didn't think about that. That with Smash not being here, it opens up one, maybe two slots if Melee was here, because I think Melee was not at the last Evo, technically. Was Melee at Evo 2019?
Original main, and here we go. Nice dive
remember?
kick.
If MVC2 is an exhibition tournament, that counts. That counts. That 100% counts. For you guys that are thinking that this dude that I'm covering over here is here to announce Project L news, I mean, he might, right? Tony and Tom also created rollback netcode for fighting games and created Evo, right? The Evo Championship Series. So before they were Project L managers / directors, they pretty much did several things for fighting games that very much benefited the scenes and communities for several years before that. Yeah, everyone's like, Project L dev? I'm like, yes.
Honestly, I can't wait.
That's not how you should. I mean, yes. Think Sony will make the event bigger? Well, they just announced that the floor space that they got for the event itself is 50% bigger.
in the tank.
Yeah,
so they literally have 50% more space.
Speaking of which, our second game for EVO this year, I think I'm ready to get into it. I want to know what the game's lineup is. They don't tell us anything around here. So without further ado, let's head on over to St. Cola to check out our second game here at EVO.
Thank you, Sajam.
I wonder if it's Guilty
Steve.
Gear.
It is my pleasure to announce that Guilty Gear Strive will be coming as a main game
Absolutely
for
shocked.
EVO 2022.
You will not only be able to do that in this area, but you will also have
Yo, Tasty Steve, can you stop being a fucking sex symbol for 1 second? Can you quit it?
Arena like you're supposed to.
Too sexy. Quit it. He can't help it. He's like, I can't help it. I'm sorry.
And another game that is 100% going to be there will be introduced by none other than Mr. Aquaman.
Mortal Kombat 11,
so much,
huh?
Steve and Sajam, and I am honored to announce that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be a main game at Evolution 20.
There was some questionability whether or not this game would show up here, right?
Exhibition between two
there were some questions that is MK11 gonna be this year? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if MK11 being here also led there to being an opportunity where they can show some more of the next game they're working on. That's a big thing too. There's a high likelihood that EVO is in August, and there might be the announcement of the game a couple months before, and there could be like a demonstration, if not reveal, of something from it.
To bring us our next game, it will be none other than Markman. Let's check it out.
I wonder if it's Tekken. I just wonder.
Thank you, Sajam, and thank you, Tasty Steve. Today, I am pleased to announce that Tekken 7 will be returning as a main game for EVO 2022, happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 5th through 7th. So I'm super excited. And you know, today
Benny,
we actually have
you need to go out.
Let me just go sit down.
Yeah, my attendance at this EVO is very much in the air.
Oh wait,
I can't exactly leave my wife alone with my daughter for like several days.
Are you ready for the next
Isn't exactly a great thing when she's a 1.5-year-old.
We are gonna go to Hell Pockets for our next game at EVO.
Oh, I wonder if it's KOF 15. Oh, I wonder.
Hey, thank you, Sajam and Steve, for that warm introduction. My name is Hell Pockets, and I am delighted to announce that KOF 15 is going to be at EVO 2022 as a main stage game. That's right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope whatever demo match this is, it's Vanessa, Ralph Terry versus Vanessa, Ralph Terry. Well, Ralph and Vanessa are there. I'm always down to see Ralph. If you guys have gotten to this point where Ralph is old, you're like, oh man, it's too much Ralph. I have bad news for you that everyone likes seeing Ralph and everyone likes seeing Ralph win. So there's just no place for you in the community anymore. I'm sorry. It's just you have to leave now. It's time for you to go. You might have liked KOF before and you're several years into this, but you know what? It's time. Your time has passed. If you don't like seeing Ralph win, time to go.
We're going to be cheersing with the
cheers. You know, everybody's skin flawless. You know, because of
deodorizing stations.
Casuals, cheers in some water, right? You know, you're gonna be having the best EVO of your life.
Popping water bottles. But with that being said,
hydrate.
Well, first off,
I guarantee you, most of those water bottles aren't going to be full of water, dude.
We have games for you guys to find out about, and for that next title, I'm going to send it to the.
It's going to be a clear liquid that is absolutely not
all right, thank you,
high quality H2O.
I'm pleased to announce Melty Blood Type.
Wow, I'm actually surprised Melty made it.
EVO 2022, much to the ire of all the Steam chart posters, Redditors, 4chan, you name it.
Does this remove the chance of Under Night being here? I mean, just based on like a complete outsider's perspective of like how people are absorbing fighting games and what the general word is on them. I don't feel like the Melty Blood community for this game has like absorbed it sort of universally in the same way that the Under Night games they did. Or Under Night sort of like people just loved it in almost every single way. It felt like everyone was just singing its praises left and right. I feel like there's been a bit of contention because this is obviously a vanilla version of the game, you know. This version of Melty has not had big patches or updates or anything like that, so it's a bit different. And usually like vanilla versions of a lot of anime games are kind of weird. It takes some time. Yeah, dude, I would love to see DNF Duel here. I don't know if it's going to be here, but I'd love to see DNF Duel. We don't know what DNF Duel is going to be. Like, we don't know if they're going to change gameplay very much from what the beta was. And there's definitely some things gameplay-wise that need to be changed that could make that game even better. But DNF Duel is a game that is like you have crappy mobility for the most part. Game has system mechanically bad mobility and limited tools in that regard, but everyone has crazy specials and crazy ass normals and stuff, right? So it's a very powerful feeling game. I do kind of feel like they need to touch the mobility up a little bit, just a little bit. What would you want changed, dude? Either the walk speed or the run speed. Like you're very slow. The roll was also not good either. Things were just ridiculously slow. Yeah, I feel like this is the first actual surprise game. Not like a huge surprise because it's a new fighting game, you know? It came out not less than a year ago. So this is the first one that's like, we didn't know if this was going to be here, and the fact that it's here is like, okay, all right. But there's been no crazy other announcements of like classic fighting games coming back in some way. If not games that aren't technically out yet, like DNF Duel. Nothing like that yet. In comparison to all the other announcements so far, this is the most surprising one. By technical definition, you know? Everything else was like, okay, of course that'll be there. 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 The only thing I would hope is that
wait, this game is so sick.
We got 37,000 people to watch an Ultimate Marble 3 event in 2020.
That's the cool thing about it.
The only thing I hope is that we got 43,000 people to tune into a Killer Instinct tournament in 2021.
Were also really fun, and I think people are now realizing
I would only hope that
sick
numbers like that could have an influence.
Awesome. And I'm really excited to get to stage 8.
Maybe I can start influencing other people.
Was Street Fighter V Champion Edition. Then we have Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, and Melty Blood Type Lumina. 6 games so far.
Oh, how did I get that? Anyways, 6 games.
Dragon Ball's next. That's obvious.
But there's still more, like you said before, and I can't wait to see what's next on the list. And for that next game, we're gonna send it over to Damascus.
Thank you, Sajam and Steve. I am super happy to be here, and of course,
and there
I am
it is.
Here to spread the good news that Dragon Ball
How does he know so much? Yeah, they're saving it for a big surprise, right? There's got to be a big surprise game or two.
Of course, this year,
and I would very much like to think that maybe, just maybe, there's a lot of people talking about Marvel 2 for whatever reason around August of last year. There was a whole bunch of people. Ooh, I want to see some DBS Broly. There was a lot of people just talking about that game for whatever reason last year. You know, I think it would be cool. But the idea is like, what do they even play it on, right? What version of that game do they even play? Dreamcast version, I guess. The block.
But you can't block that.
Where's the conversion? Ooh, the fancy stuff. Ooh, the big stuff. Ball. Hell yeah.
Get the knockdown. Okay.
Knockdown. Okay.
Yeah, she still had the barrier to cover that.
Ooh, that was going to be a huge ass read. Oh, you dead. Oh, you dead as hell. Into EX. Oh man, you hell at that. This character's amazing. Jesus, dude. Oh my God, he went the wrong route.
Usually that does reach from like pretty close to
went the wrong route. That's weird.
That one missed, unfortunately, for Yasha.
Tournament nerves.
Best opening regardless, and
you might be. Oh, it's gonna really hurt.
Super Broly is hitting like
yes. Ooh, ball.
Any Super Broly.
One more ball. Oh, the reach up and no. Oh God, he blew it out.
Okay, just gonna go
you know, they say it in Spain, man.
There's a hard knockdown. That's interesting that leaves that much of a knockdown. Wow, he got the hit and he reset anyway. Screw it. Back to the wall. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love seeing the big boy do work.
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite character in this game, chat. This to me is like disgusting. To me, this character is like reason to play the game even if the game has crappy netcode, right? That's the craziest thing is that you will find characters either just by them being a character or gameplay reasons that you'll find a reason to love a fighting game even if it has shitty netcode, you know? I'm kind of excited for this game at EVO. Honestly, like this game is probably in a better state than it's been in a hell of a long time. Actually, shit, we have not had an EVO with Dragon Ball which has had tag assist, right? Where you can like special tag assist. There hasn't been an EVO yet for that. So whatever's after this is genuinely surprising. If there's anything after this, it could be over right now, right? It could just be over.
The schedule for EVO this year, we don't know, because the way EVO's schedule is going to work this year is that the game with the most registrations, the most entries for the event, will be the last game on Sunday.
What?
The big finals at the end, right? It'll be the last thing that closes the thing out. The game with the least amount of registrations will be the first thing kicking off the weekend with that.
It's not a Street Fighter tournament anymore?
To watch together.
Wow.
The game with the least registration and everything in between. So the games will be going on which game has the most registration to close out. So it's going to be
that's kind of awesome.
I think is really for Evo.
Dang, when's the last time?
So that's very important.
Evo hasn't been closed out by Street Fighter. It has to be like pre-Street Fighter 4. 2019 wasn't closed out by Street Fighter? Oh, you're right. Smash ended it. Jesus, I forgot about that. I actually forgot about that.
We still have more games, and with that being said, we're going to send it over to Dynamite to get the next title.
Games?
Thank you, Sajam and Steve. I'm Dynamite, and I am more than pleased to announce that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus will be a main game for Evo 2022.
That's super surprising. But yeah, that makes sense. Side Games is a big sponsor. They have a little bit of money. Their game is still making characters somehow. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Grand Blue's gameplay, right? It's a great looking game with cool characters. I'm just not a big fan of the way it plays. But you have to admit that the game was dealt a bad hand, man. It was essentially released in the worst era it could have been. And it did not have the rollback netcode that it ever needed.
Enjoy playing the game and watching the game, and it's
in a pre-Arc System Works. It's in a pre-Strive Arc System Works universe where they have not figured out netcode yet. Now there's nothing else, right? Now there's like nothing else that could possibly get in the way of really surprising or crazy announcements. You know, everything's out of the way. Everything's taken care of. Skullgirls would be genuinely exciting if that was like here, because that would be unique. KI, Marvel, games that aren't out, multiverses.
Yeah, I mean,
DNF Duel, any of these kind of games could be like, wow, really?
Personally, I like
Yeah, Virtua Fighter, that's a big one. If it's here.
Pretty ridiculous.
There's going to be like pretty much one of them, if any of them at all. At this point, we are at the end of this thing, you know.
For our final game announcement.
Oh God.
At Evo. So let's head on over to none other than Sharpie for our last game at Evo this year.
Thank you so much, Tasty Steve and Sajam. I'm Sharpie, and I am so incredibly pleased to announce that Skullgirls will be an official main game at EVO 2022. Here to announce the news with me is my favorite co-host and co-friend and
the dude's name is at Killer Instinct, though.
Of Beowulf. How are you doing today, Kai?
Come on. Yeah, in total now it's Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11, Tekken 7, KOF 15, Dragon Ball, Melty Blood, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and Skullgirls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. It is a good lineup. No, it is. You know what it really is? It is a relevant lineup. All these games have had recent updates. I think the only one that has not, the only couple that have not are technically MK11 and Tekken 7 that haven't had updates in like a little while now. Like it's been over a year. But almost every one of those games are like relevant current games that are getting continual updates in some way. I will say in the angry face that I currently am, I will say that it's expected, right? Like if there was anything that can be spoketh, abouteth, all the gameth that were revealeth, heareth, most of it was expected and relatively safe, you know? Everything that was here was essentially games that are being continually updated or just were being done continually updated, like Mortal Kombat 11 / Tekken 7. And those are because those games already still have like big communities, big people, big support behind the game, stuff like that. So nothing crazy surprising, right? I don't think we're going to get anything close to what was some previous Evos where like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is back or something like that, or like, oh, Killer Instinct is suddenly here, or like, or something crazy like, oh, we're having a shocking Ultimate Marvel 3 event, you know, or some crazy thing like that. Like, there were some people thinking that there was going to be like an Ultimate Marvel 3 event in some way, and I was like, you know, I really hope so. I really hope so. So it felt relatively safe by all means in the end, you know. Still a lot of games that we're going to be checking out and watching live. What? What? Hang on, Ultra Chenzors. Hold on. What? For those immediately asking, we have not forgotten about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Give us some time and keep that spirit bomb warmed up. Does this count for subs? No, not yet. This wasn't an official announcement. No. If it gets announced, right? If it becomes something, then... Sorry to ask, who is this guy? This is Rick. He's essentially the general manager of Evo. He, like, runs Evo. Okay, you know what? That's a good note, right? That's a good note to end on for now. And I feel like I'll be definitely streaming Evo. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be streaming it. It leaves some hope, right? At least we have a little bit of hope. This isn't a complete bust for the surprising stuff. This leaves me hope that maybe something's happening in the background.